is a stud. Last night he had 34 points and 11 assists. His Blazers are 5th in the West. Stephen A., what did this say about Damian Lillard?
What it says is that we owe him an apology. And the number one person on that list would be me. I am a huge fan of Damian Lillard. Dame time, I believe in it. I always have. And being that, I'm NBA reporters, there's a lot of great guys out there that do a great job. My brothers, the David Aldridges of the world, the people like that, the Lasaku Smith, God rest his wonderful soul. All the guys, the Sam Mitchells. I mean, you see so many different reporters, different analysts, Isaiah Thomases of the world and others. And, Adrian Wojnarowski, the ultimate insider covering the sport for us the way that he does. Just all of my boys, Vincent and the crew, everybody, that we all cover the NBA, Chris Haynes and others, Marcus Spears, love all of them. We all know how great Damian Lillard is. We just don't talk about it enough. And we don't talk about it so much that we have taken this man for granted. And as a result, we find ourselves in a situation where it's LeBron, it's Joel Embiid, it's even Steph Curry that's in the conversation now, et cetera, et cetera. But we lose our way, and I'm going to put myself at the top of the list, blaming myself. All of those great reporters that I mentioned and those great analysts that I mentioned, I'm putting myself at the top of the list because I have this platform. I have First Take 2 hours every day, and I got Stephen A's World, and I got NBA with Stephen A, and all of this other stuff. And I haven't talked about Damian Lillard enough. Number one in the NBA since 2012 with clutch points. Clutch points. Last 5 seconds of the game. Don't get me started with the last 5 minutes. Don't get me started with Dame time. Don't get me started with him averaging 29 and how he's been doing that for the last 3, 4, 5 years. All right? And he's got Portland 5th in the West, and there's no CJ McCollum who's missed game. No Nurse, no Jokic. It doesn't matter. I don't even know who the hell. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. This brother, Damian Lillard, tell me, and it's a rhetorical question, but I challenge anybody out there to tell me who strikes more fear in you when crunch time arrives than the ball being in his hands. Than the ball being in his hands. I've called Steph Curry the greatest shooter God ever created. Let me tell you something. Steph Curry ain't been Damian Lillard when it comes crunch time. When it comes down to clutch points. This brother is just on another level. And on behalf of all the great NBA reporters, all the great aficionados, all the great analysts, on behalf of everyone, I will put myself at the top of the list. I apologize. It's my fault. Because this brother, Damian Lillard, has been ignored for far too long. He is the real deal. And he does it time and time and time again, and we don't talk about him enough. Well, it's going to stop today. It's going to stop today. He's on that damn MVP list. He's on that MVP list right now. And I will not make that mistake again. I apologize. I apologize. It's my fault. We're going to talk about this man moving ahead, because what he's doing and what he has been doing is ridiculous. And oh, by the way, he signed a contract, Max Kellerman, for $250 million. And still doing it. And we still ignored them. Highest paid do. It's
also
ridiculous.
Rhyme, by the way. Damian Lillard can rhyme. Look, Damian Lillard is revered in the basketball world. There's a cult of people in the NBA who revere Damian Lillard. The people who cover him, the fans. Everyone knows he's probably the most clutch player in the game.
Take it for granted.
But
we don't talk about it enough.
I can't sit here. You may feel like you need to apologize. We don't talk about him as much as some of the other guys.
That's what I'm saying.
But there is good reason for that. One, he has not made a lot of deep playoff runs. Those are the people who get talked about. The more deep playoff runs you make, the more of a national figure you are. Two, he's up in the Pacific Northwest. It's not exactly a media hub compared to LA or New York or a sexy destination like Miami or something like that. And three, Stephen A., he is in the MVP conversation in the sense that the preseason favorite, Luka Doncic, right? He was my favorite a lot. I think he was slightly favored to win the whole thing before MVP, before the season started. And Luka's right now ranked about 10th. He was dueling with Lillard last night. Lillard got the best of it, right? Lillard hit the go-ahead shot. Doncic missed the shot that would have saved his team. And yet, most people have Damian Lillard ahead of Luka right now in the MVP race. You know, the reason he's not talked about even more is if I said to you, is he top 2 MVP? No, it's LeBron or Embiid right now. You know, if you want to bring up someone else, it's KD, maybe Jokic after that. You know, you can get to some, is it Steph or Lillard? In other words, it's kind of like the All-Star game thing where, oh, that guy was snubbed. Well, if he's snubbed, you got to tell me who should be off the team to put him on. Damian Lillard is a top 10 player. I think everyone agrees with that. Damian Lillard is in the MVP conversation, but not one of the 2 guys right now who we believe is going to win it. Damian Lillard is a great player, but we're not taking his team to win the championship. That's why he's not talked about more.
Max, Russell Westbrook won the MVP. What were they, the 6th seed? I know he averaged a triple-double, but they were the 6th seed. And let's face reality, got mad respect for Russell Westbrook. He ain't never been this dude. Russell Westbrook's the most athletic point guard in NBA history. But in terms of running a team, being a leader, and being the shot maker, he ain't never been Damian Lillard. We talk about him more. Steph Curry
I don't know about that. I don't know that Westbrook at his best. Lillard's better than Westbrook at his best.
The only time we've talked about Damian Lillard was when he was in a bubble or when he got into the rap battle with Shaq. That's it. That's it. And we got 2 hours.
And guys, this was Lillard's 33rd
I guess we'll be getting into the show more now.
The final minute of a game. Let's look for more rap battles in the future, more go-ahead shots.
No, his game is good enough.
Clutch. We're going to leave it.
Don't talk about Dame more.
All right, game is good enough.